Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our Survivor Winners at War episode 12 preview. We are getting really close to the finale now. There's only a handful of weeks still to go.
Why you gotta say things like that?
Well, we can't have good things forever. We cannot have Tony finding an idol, getting screwed over, somehow getting himself out of getting screwed over, and executing one of the biggest blindsides of the season. We can't have that forever.
Favorite episode ever.
It's up there.
Not,
it's up there. I don't know. I'm too close right now. My love for it is still too big. But okay, no, we're going to try to talk through the aftermath of this move. Because as fun as it was seeing Tony wreak havoc within the game, there are ramifications. He cannot just expect that some winners are going to be like, okay, you know what, Tony, I forgive you for leaving me out, especially when that person is Sarah, who does not suffer fools and does really not appreciate being left out on stuff.
No, she is not going to be happy about this. She is too smart and too pretty and too fun.
You love that Sarah confessional. That may be your favorite moment of the season, but
it is my favorite moment of this episode. I know you love all that Tony stuff,
yeah,
but man,
you're all about that Sarah confessional.
I am smart and pretty and funny was the absolute best. Loved it.
All right, so before we talk about this promo, if you guys do like this video, give us a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any other updates. Okay, so where do we begin with all of this? I think we have to sort of start things off here with the aftermath. And Sarah, this is seemingly just from the immediacy following Tribal Council. It looks as though Tony is owning up to his behavior. Sarah, meanwhile, is ripping him a new one.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, I get where she's coming from. She's like, this is bad for my game. This is ruining my part of the game. Yeah, I get that, but at this point, this is where Tony needs to really step in and be like, listen, it's not ruining your game. I know that you were close with Sophie, but you were also close with me. And now it's you and me. So let me be here for you to be able to help get you to the end with me. Like, this is the damage control part that I think is going to be difficult no matter how he spins it, but yeah. You know what I mean? You really got to get in there and just really try to push this you and me against everybody narrative.
It's going to be really tough. I think the big thing I'm guessing Tony has going for him is that he and Sarah have a relationship that dates back for many years, and Tony may just be like, you know what, I did this to Sophie, but I'm not doing it to you. I care about you. I have a relationship with you outside of this game. And maybe if Tony sells that enough, he can find a way to ensure that they move forward together. Because they are still Cops R Us.
Yep.
And where else does Sarah go? I mean, she has some other people she can work with, but do you really want Ben to be your number one ally?
I think it's just really going to depend on how mad she actually is. I mean, if he really explains it to her and he's a bit truthful about it, be like, listen, you two were so close, and you and I are also close, but you guys felt even closer than you and I are, and this is the position that I felt that I was in, that, you know, you wouldn't be with me, but I was with you, so let's do this.
We got to talk about the spy nest now, because the spy nest is incredible. Tony has already taken to the ground and the spy shack. He has gone below ground with the spy bunker. Now, spy nest, we're going into the air. Isn't somebody going to be like, hey, why is Tony's ladder over here? Like, is this going to work?
I don't know, because the thing is, I mean, we've even seen just with this season how many people have been up in trees, looking up in trees, getting their food from the trees. I mean, it doesn't necessarily seem like the greatest place to hide.
It feels very bad because Tony is many things. Tony is not camouflage. Tony does not look like the trees, and I think Tony will be detectable.
Yeah, and I mean, if you just have a whole bunch of leaves in a tree, it's not going to look like a nest. It's not going to look like a tree.
It's going to look like some dude in a tree.
Tony hiding in a tree.
If this works, it will be the most hilarious thing on this season. Tony somehow, this is the great thing about Tony. He does a lot of things that on paper should not work, but for some reason, because they're Tony that does them, they work. And Tony defies logic with Survivor a lot of the time.
It's true, and I feel like it's probably going to work. People are not going to really be expecting that. The only way that I could possibly see that it's not going to work is if people are just looking for food.
The thing that I think benefits Tony a lot in this position is just that he does have an immunity idol,
Yep.
and nobody seems to be that aware of it. I mean, Nick seems to certainly know that he was looking for it, but we never saw Tony go and tell Nick that he has it.
Yeah, and I mean, and it was interesting because at the end they had that sort of like, oh, we're gonna tell each other, right? We're gonna have transparency, right? So clearly, at some point, I guess off camera, they went back and was like, nope, I'm empty. Nope, I'm empty. And I guess Nick just believed it.
Tony is a very transparent player, clearly, from he's not transparent at all. But no, Tony, he has that idol, so maybe he thinks that if he spies on people, he can find out if his name is being talked about, and then he can play it. Tony, I think Tony's still going to have a really hard time making it to the final 3 because the target on him is so big.
The target on him is really big, but I know you love the spy nest, and
Yes.
it will be good TV. But I think he doesn't actually need it this season. He's playing a bit of a different game. And I know things are going to get really tough for him because Sarah's going to be super pissed.
Yeah.
On top of being pretty and fun and smart. She will also be very pissed off. So the thing is that he is going to have to try to figure out another way. But instead of going into a spy nest, I think he could end up finding another way of just building those relationships that he was able to sort of start to kind of thread together when he was being extorted by Parv and Natalie, that he can, start to tap into that and be like, hey, Jeremy, listen, man, like, we had this thing, I had your back, I got you out of this, I paid you back, like, we're good, right? Yeah, we're good. Okay, great. Let's go get Nick and, see what we can do over here. See what we can do, whatever. If Sarah wants to fly off on that, it's a big mistake.
Tony is he does have some of those people now. I mean, Tony, he did work hard to get Jeremy to go along with this plan. Jeremy now sees that Tony was telling the truth. Jeremy, I think, may have some loyalty to Tony, but Jeremy's not an idiot. Jeremy, I think, is also going to recognize if there's a chance to get rid of him, he might get rid of him.
I don't think he will, because in this past episode, he was even saying, oh man, Tyson's gone. Now the big target's gone. The big meat shield's gone. Now what's going to happen? Tony's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. You're going to work with Tony, who's a huge target, and there we go.
I think you're probably right for the short term. I think he and Tony could work together for a little while. I don't know if Tony's gonna work with Jeremy for a while, but I think he probably should work with Jeremy for a little while because Sarah's gonna be mad. We don't know what other options are out there for him. Kim seems to be gunning hard for Tony now, which it puts Kim in an interesting position here because if Tony is able to just bring in Sarah and if he keeps the numbers he already has, can't they just all vote together and then Kim goes away and then that's sort of it for Kim in the game? But this is Survivor. Survivor is never quite that easy.
No, and I mean, the thing I'm a little bit worried about with Sarah, I mean, I get that she's pissed off, but at this point you just lost Sophie and now you are stuck with Tony sort of thing. Like, is telling him off really the best option for you at this point? Or is it better to kind of keep your enemies close kind of thing at this point? Be like, okay, he screwed me over. I'll let him know I'm upset about it, but then smooth it over to be like, oh yeah, we're all right. Because now she really needs to go and build other allies.
The other thing I'm really wondering about now is because Sophie didn't play the idol, but the idol is out of the game now in the sense that she got voted off.
Yeah.
Are they going to put another idol in camp? Like, is that going to happen?
They may.
Is Ben going to finally find an idol? Because Ben, his whole thing was finding idols and having the boom sound effects. And Ben, you said you've been bombed on an episode where you didn't actually do anything and you still said boom at the end of it. So Ben is actually, to me, one of the most interesting players now because he was talked about as a little bit of a target. Is he aware of the fact that he's irritating the heck out of Jeremy at this point?
I don't know. I mean, so far, the people he's irritated have left, so... that seems to be his secret weapon. I'm going to irritate you right out of the game.
It's true. There are so many different scenarios that we can see happen this season. I love this season for it. I know we've talked a lot about Tony, but there are a lot of other people still in the game. Tony could easily go out the door next. But let's hear from you guys. What do you want to see on Survivor Winners at War, Episode 12? Give us your early thoughts and speculation in the comments. And if you do like this video, give us a like, subscribe, and you can support us further by checking the link in the description to the store. And we'll see you here next time.